Here we are, October update. Yay! I had my whole night planned out. I was gonna relax, make a cross stitch video, and then I bet you can guess what interrupted that. I bet you can guess in one guess. I bet you'd be right. So I'm managing to stall her for about 45 minutes, and then yeah, we'll see. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm gonna be a cranky pants already, so I get hangry. And I'm shooting on my phone. Tracy, can you hear me? Tracy kept saying she couldn't hear me, so that's fine. I know a lot of other people were having issues hearing me too, so hopefully this makes it better. I already don't like it though. I don't like how low it's sitting. I'm not a fan of that, but anyway, that's not what we're here for, is it? So let's start with finishes. Yay, finishes. Okay, so I had a small one. It's a bookmark. You guys may have seen this on Facebook already. It's called Time for Tea. See, look, this is already weird. I hope you can see that, because if I go any closer, well, I guess I can scan down. There we go. So there's that, and then I had, of course everybody has seen this, I had my finish for the Storytime Sampler. It's Anne of Green Gables. I did French knots for the leaves. Terrible idea. Why did I choose French knots? Nobody likes French knots. Nobody likes you. I already feel off. I feel off. It feels, I don't like it. All right. You know, sometimes I try really hard. I try really hard to not cuss or curse, however you want to say it. Say potty mouth words in my videos. But you know what? Some days, which is like every day for me, you just want to put your feelings into 4-letter words that aren't so nice. But they're true. Which is really what counts, right? Truth over being nice and ladylike. That's just how I feel. That's how I'm feeling today. I won't tell you what brought it on. You probably guessed it earlier. Anyway, moving on. So I can finally talk about this now. Yay! I'm so excited. So this is Cinnamon Stars, all kitted up. Look at that floss. It's amazing. All hand dyed. Every single floss in this is hand dyed. So Crisscross Stitcher, and Jessica from Tennessee, we are doing a stitch along, and I'm excited. It's, when are we starting? November 1st, I think, hopefully. I don't know. Jessica, do you have what you need? I don't know, I haven't talked to you. Oh well. We'll wait on you if we need to. No big deal. So then my next mini finish, I guess it's a whip, because it's not mine. It's part of the round robin that I'm in the Facebook group that Tennessee. Jessica, did you start this? I think she did. I don't know. Anyway, my project, I think this is Just Nan, Queen of the Needle. I probably should have verified that before I said it, but I believe that's what it is. I've never done a Just Nan before, so this was a new experience. I've also never done any of these specialty stitches. There was satin stitch. There's some crazy stitch for the rose, and another crazy stitch for the middle of the daisy. I was really prepared for this, as you can tell. I can't remember what the name of these stitches are. Anyway, this is what the whole project looks like so far. And this band right here is what I did. So let's see if I can. That's gonna be an awesome shadow. Can I do this? This is why I don't shoot on my phone. Anyway, you get the gist. So there's that. Alright, so now that that's over, we can get to the fun stuff haul. I got my fabric of the month from Jodery Designs. I don't know what it's called because I can't read it. Rock and Ruin? Roads. Tommy boy. Anyway. It's Raid. I don't know. You guys tell me what it says. What does that say? I don't know what it says. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Yay! It's really pretty. It's blues and browns and greens. Is that a green? Maybe purple? I don't know. Oh, I probably should not have made a video tonight. I probably shouldn't have, but here we are. So we're gonna roll with it. So there's that. There's my fabric of the month from Jodery Designs. I've not gotten mine from Under the Sea yet, but I'm sure it's coming. This was my only day until it got imposed on to shoot my video, because tomorrow my husband's in a band and he is having a show, and then Saturday is Beggars Night or Trick or Treat. They've never heard of Beggars Night from around here, so we just say Trick or Treat, which is fine. Anyway, so yeah, that's why I'm shooting this video tonight. So I also got my hand-dyed threads in. This is the October limited edition. Oh, it's Rack and Ruin. Rack and Ruin. It's not gonna focus. Okay. So there's that. And this is a Dory moment. And Hocus Pocus. Yes, please. Clockwork Orange. Very pretty. Piggy Mud Pool. All right. It's what you'd think it would be. Browns and pinks. Of course, you can't really see that, and that's not doing absolutely anything to help it, so. Whale Song. Just pretty blues. And Fright Night. Witch's Brew. Sunlit Waters. I'd like to be near some sunlit waters right now. Sherbet Dip. This is terrible. I hate shooting on my phone, Tracy. Hate it. Jade Dragon. And that's that. So, more haul. Alright, this The rest are patterns and such, you know me. This came from CeciliaSsamplers.com. This is the only site that I was able to find this kit because it's the only way it comes in. It does not come in a pattern by itself. It comes in a whole kit. This is the only place I could find it for cheaper than what I found it everywhere else. Normally this thing is going for 45 bucks. I'm not paying 45 bucks for a kit. Granted, it's all hand-dyed floss, and it's got the linen, obviously, and the pattern. So I went on this site and I got it for $33, which I think is better than $45. I mean, $12. That's a good deal, right? That's what I'm telling myself anyway, to make myself feel a little bit better. I look like I'm just ahead. There we go. This is gonna hurt my back. Oh, the sacrifices we make for floss tube. Anyway, this is the kit. It's Plum Street Samplers, the Beekeeper. And that's how it came packaged. How pretty. A little close-up of the pattern, or the stitched, finished, you know what I'm saying. I'm not eating yet, can you tell? I'm like short-circuiting. Alright. So, then I placed an order with a lady on eBay, and she sent this little card with the order, a little thank you card. Look how cute. It says, "Hi Heather, I just wanted to thank you once again for your purchase. I hope these patterns bring a smile and many hours of stitching pleasure. Enjoy, Lori." How sweet is that? She sends you a thank you note. Come on, card. Okay. So the two patterns I got from her were two more Casey Buonagurio patterns. The first one is Carrot Cake Sampler. That's what it looks like. Do a little scan down. The shadows are terrible on this phone. I gotta figure something out. And the Chocolate Cake Sampler I also ordered from her. Time to make the chocolate cake. Sounds like a good time to me. Alright, so there's that. Oh, and we're not done yet. You know better than that. 1, 2, 3 stitch. I decided to pick up a couple more Prairie Schoolers before they unfortunately retire next year. So I picked up 3 more of them, and I also picked up an additional Casey Buonagurio pattern because the lady on eBay didn't have that one. So anyway, this is the first Prairie Schooler, Trick or Treat. Reindeer Roundup. And All Hallows Eve. I can tell you right now, I am not stitching these on lamb's wool, which I think is what they use for every single one of their patterns, it seems like. At least the Halloween ones anyways, I'm not going to stitch them on lamb's wool. You gotta do something better. I mean, it's what, 6 colors I think altogether in these patterns? You gotta have a little color in that background. I think anyway. And then the last one, Blueberry Pancakes from Casey Buonagurio, who also, which I think I talked about this earlier, and in case you guys don't know, she quit designing due to copyright. People just stealing all her stuff and putting it out there, and she's not making any money from it. So this is case in point right here, what happens when that stuff happens online. Anyway, enough of being online police. Here's the pattern. So it's cute. You can still find them, kind of. So if you're interested, do a little bit of research. 123 Stitch has a few. I mean, they're few and far between now, unfortunately, due to her not designing anymore. But if you keep at it, I'm sure you'll find some if you're interested. 123 Stitch is having a harvest sale right now, like a sale on their harvest plant or harvest patterns. And I am trying oh so hard to talk myself out of, you don't need any more. You don't need any more. Go look in that room. You don't need any more. We've got to the end of the week till they switch over their ads, so I'd like to say I'm gonna make it, but I don't know. Won't make any promises. So I went on to 123 Stitch again, onto their clearance, because it gets me every time. So I went to their clearance, and I wish I could say that everything I got was clearance, but I unfortunately cannot. So let's just get into it, shall we? I saw this pattern and I was like, oh my god, this is my dream house. This is what I want. I am very much into vintage, as you guys know. We've discussed this before. I love particularly, I like the Victorian era. I like the industrial era because steampunk. But I really, really like, what I'm most into right now for vintage is colonial, Americana, folk-ish things. So when I saw this pattern, or when I saw this, whatever you want to call this, when I saw it, I said, that's mine. This is what I would love my house to look like. It's very plain. You guys are probably going to look at it and be like, really, this is what you want? But I like it, so leave me alone, alright? Anyway, it's from Heartstring Samplery. It's called Pincushion Street, and this is it. I'm sure you guys have probably seen this by now if you frequent any of the big cross-stitch sites. But I love this. I love this. This is probably like top 10 right now. Love it. And of course they put a little story in here. Inspiration. I don't remember where I saw the quote. Perhaps it was printed on a journal cover or some such item, but as soon as I saw it, I knew it needed to be stitched up in a sampler. So what it says on here is, come in the evening or come in the morning, come when you're looked for or come without warning. Friends always welcome on Pincushion Street. So she added the friends always welcome on Pincushion Street. Reminds me of former days when we weren't all addicted to our electronic devices and Sunday afternoons were reserved for popping in unannounced at a friend's house. I absolutely love the surprise of someone showing up on my doorstep without calling ahead, because it tells me that they are comfortable enough with our relationship to know they will be welcomed with open arms no matter what. I thought I had made up the street name, thinking to myself that it would be such a cozy sounding place to live, but then I looked it up and found that there are at least half a dozen Pincushion Avenue or Pincushion Lane or other variations just in the US, with a few thrown in for good measure in the UK and Australia. Not only those locations, but I know someone who grew up on Pincushion Road. Truly, there are no new things under the sun. So, not only is that little tidbit in there, guess who stitched this up? Guess who stitched the sampler? I don't know if you guys will know the name or not, but I know the name. I believe he is the administrator for fans of Kathy Barrick or Kathy Barrick Designs or something. I don't know. I'm a member of the group. I do know that much. Anyway, the person who stitched this up, Kevin Tober. Yeah, I was reading this and I was like, really? Kevin Tober did this. I've only spoken briefly with him on our love of Kathy Barrick Designs, but I thought that was pretty cool that I recognized a name that stitched up the model. So right here in the dedication section, it says, Kevin Tober gave up many hours of his precious time stitching this model for me. He did a wonderful job despite a few setbacks, and I appreciate him ever so much. Next time you see him out there in this wonderful world, give him a high five or hug or however you express thanks on my behalf. So that's nice. Anyway, done professing my everlasting love for this. Moving on to the next one. This may be happening in January 2016. This may be the pattern, the book pattern. All right, moving on with the rest of this order. So in the clearance section, which they still have some available if you're interested, I got Autumn Snapperland Autumn Walk by Bent Creek. Trying not to put a shadow on this, but it's like almost impossible. So there's that. I think I have 2 pieces of this. I think there's 4 altogether. Yeah, there's 4 altogether. I have 2. We're getting there. And then I got Count Your Blessings by Shakespeare's Peddler. Oh my god, this is terrible. Tracy, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. You may have to get headphones. I'm sorry. I love you, but I'm sorry. And then last but not least, I got Bobby G. Designs Mrs. Smith Pumpkin Farm. Do a little up close. So that's all I got out of that order. So then I got, what is this? This is Stitching Bits and Bobs, I think. Well, we'll just say it. Stitching Bits and Bobs. I was enabled by, actually every single pattern I got in this order, I was enabled by someone. All right, so the first 2. First it was Mackenzie from The Lovely Array. And then it was Tracy, who enabled me on these ones. So first we have Ink Circles, Get Crackin'. Shush. My co-host is trying to bark. Shh. Other dogs are allowed to be outside. It's okay. And the Schoolgirl Sampler by Faithworks Designs. Shh. No barking. Alright, and this is the Cricket Collection, The Master and the Macabre. This was enabled by Garrett, Coffee Stitcher. He just finished this one recently. And then last but not least, Cherished, this is from Cherished Stitches, and it's called The Undertaker. I want to say Tara C., Jessica, showed this originally. If I remember correctly, it was in one of her earlier videos. Anyway, this is it. It says, corner of Grave and Crypt Streets. Barry U is his name. Grave digger and coffee maker. Coffee maker. Coffin maker. I bet he makes coffee too, though. And then, of course, I got magazines, which I'd completely forgotten that I placed this order all together. These are from ABC Stitch, but they're the cross-stitch, Stony Creek cross-stitch magazines. So, and then I also got my Just Cross-Stitch came in. So I'll just run through instead of doing a whole run through of what's in here. I wonder if I even found it. This is cute. The Holiday Words stocking. No, I don't like that. Was there anything else in this? Oh yeah, Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, Holly Jolly Santa Sampler. I saw somebody had already started this, but it's cute. I'm all over the place here. I think those were the only two that I really liked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And you know what? I was kind of disappointed in these Stony Creeks because I also didn't find a lot in these either. I bought this one because of the front cover. I liked that. And honestly, I think that may be the only thing in this that I liked. Sad but true. Yep, it's looking like it. So then there's this one. I don't know that I even found anything in this one, to be honest. Oh, this is kind of cute. Merry Christmas, Santa. Yep, I think that's all I was really... Maybe I'll do a more in-depth of these because if you guys are interested, these are kind of expensive. I think they're like $8 or $9 a magazine. Which, I mean, if you buy World of Cross Stitch or Cross Stitcher magazine or Crazy Cross Stitch or whatever, you're spending a pretty penny on those too. And I don't know, this may be the one that I didn't find anything in that I liked. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I didn't really find anything in this one. It does have the, I don't even know if I can show you this. Let's do this here. If you can make this thing from this little tiny piece of pattern that you're gonna get shown, you're a genius. They have a series, a season series of bell pulls. So those are kind of cute. I like this section of the front pattern, but that's about all that I like out of it. So I thought I had more than that that would last a little bit longer than that, but apparently not. So it is the most wonderful time of the year right now, Halloween. Has anybody gone to any haunted houses? I have not gone to any in 2 years. 2 years. I'm going through serious withdrawal. Ugh. I love Halloween, but I haven't gone to any haunted houses. If you guys have watched Tracy's most recent video, she talks about the Athens asylum, or Athens Hospital, whatever it's called. I'd heard of it before, considering we both come from Ohio. She's north and I'm south, and it's like two different worlds. So you can probably hear it in our voices when we speak that I come from southern Ohio and she comes from northern. But anyway, she talked about how creepy it is and stuff like that, and I'd never been there, but I'd heard about it. And Athens itself, Ohio State, or Ohio University, I'm sorry. Ohio University is supposed to be extremely haunted. But I've been to Cedar Point once, which is up Cleveland area, which is also north. Other than that, I have not been to the north of my state in I don't know how long, and I've only been there once. So, what I can tell you is, I used to go on ghost hunting trips a lot. Started with my mother. I feel like it's story time because I have a little bit of time right now. So it started with my mother. My mother was really into it, and so whenever we would go on vacation, it's like almost like what we would base our vacation around. What haunted locations are we going to go to? And this started when I was young, maybe mid-teens, and so we've done walks in Key West. We've done tons of stuff in Chicago. We've done tons of stuff in Salem, Massachusetts. We've been to like the Witch Trial Museum. We've done all that stuff. What else have we done? She's done some other stuff without me too. Anyway, in the Ohio area, I've been to Mansfield Reformatory twice. Once for the overnight stay and once for the actual haunted house that they put on at Halloween. For those of you who don't know, Shawshank Redemption was filmed there. I've also been to Prospect Place before it was ever big and on TV, before Ghost Adventures got to it. It was literally being restored by one person. And actually, if you've seen that episode of Ghost Adventures, every single person that's in that episode I've met. When we went there, it was ladies' night. Yes, you heard that right. Ladies' night at an overnight stay for a haunted house. Yes. Needless to say, we were the only ladies there. It was us and the guy who ran the tours at the time, Randy. I don't know if he's still there. And actually his girlfriend, I believe, at the time, if they're still together or not together. I think her name was actually also Heather too. So it was just us. It was them and me, my mother, my aunt, and my aunt's friend who's like a family member. Just us in this big old house. And the owner of the house that you also see in the episode, his name is George. His grandfather's name is also George. They were both there. The grandson, George, was the only one restoring the house. It was him and him by himself. He wasn't having professional contractors come in and clean up the house and help him restore it or anything like that. It was him and him alone. So, anyway, that was probably the scariest experience I've ever had personally. We were down in the basement, which it's said that it was a stop on the Underground Railroad. But the entire floor is dirt and rocks. It has not been updated whatsoever. But anyway, what they had us do was sit downstairs at the very end of the basement. If you have ever been there, it's like a walkway with rooms on the side. And so we were sat all the way back in the basement. Randy and his girlfriend went back upstairs. They shut the lights off. They wanted us to experience something. Anyway, as soon as they shut those lights off, I felt this up my arm. I flipped out. There was no one on this side of me. My mother was over here. It was not a bug because as soon as I did that, as I felt it, I slapped my arm. I would have gotten whatever it was. It was like I was on it. Needless to say, it scared the crap out of me. So that was pretty creepy. Anyway, I don't know how much work they've done on it since that time. It was 2004 when I was there. I was 18 years old. We stopped at the Buxton Inn in Granville, which is now closed, I believe, and which was also said to be haunted, and ate dinner. They used to have amazing mushroom ravioli. Where else have I been? I've been to Waverly Hills. I did an overnight there. I won't say to not go to it. I won't say that. What I will say is it was a little bit of a letdown, and the reason I say that is because it has been so gutted. Every single floor looks the same. The only one that does not look the same is The very top, where room 502 is, where the nurse was said to have hung herself when she found out she was pregnant by the doctor, that looks different because it's only a couple of rooms, and also it's the children's area, so it had a large area up there for them. But literally, I think there's 4 floors. Floors 1 through 4 look exactly the same. The morgue that they have, I believe all of the equipment that is in the morgue, which is just like the autopsy table and the holding area where they put the bodies, I heard those were borrowed from a hospital there, so I don't even know that those are authentic to the building. We heard they were on loan from another hospital. So the death tunnel looks like a tunnel. They said you could go walk all the way down it if you wanted to. That thing's like a mile long. We were not walking it. So we got, you know, maybe a third of the way in, and people were like, all right, well, this is a tunnel, so we're going to turn around and go back now. But anyway, when we were exploring it, we went into one room, and it was the operating room, and the only reason we knew it was the operating room is because it had a certain light attached to the ceiling that, you know, is a very typical light that would be in an operating room. What else? Where else have I been? I want to go to Eastern State now that I live out here in New Jersey. We're pretty close to Eastern State, I think. I wanted to do Moundsville when I lived back in Ohio, because that's not too far. Where else have I been? I think that might be it. Yeah. As far as overnights go, that's all I've done is Mansfield, Waverly, and Prospect Place. Prospect Place, we didn't even stay the whole night because my mom got freaked out that the people that were running the tour were going to murder us in the middle of the night. So we left literally at midnight. Prospect Place is not close to where I live. It's actually north. It's up past Columbus. Yeah, it's not close at all. So we drove like 3 hours, 2.5 hours to go stay at this overnight, only to find out that we were the only ladies that showed up for ladies' night, and my mom got freaked out, didn't want to stay, and we had to leave at midnight. Awesome. Had a whole house to ourselves. And she freaks out and says, nope, we gotta go, sorry. Anyway, she's a fuddy-duddy. So, I think that's it, guys. This is kind of a pathetic video. And I look like I'm just a talking head. I don't know that this is going to happen again. I don't know that I could do this phone thing unless I figure out some other type of system. So I hope you enjoyed this one because I don't know that it's going to be back. Oh, I do have a whip. It's Lizzie Kate's A Good Marriage. But I only did like 3 words. You guys probably wouldn't even be able to notice. I have been working on Serenity Harbor. You know what? Just for poops and giggles, I'll swing you over and let you see Serenity Harbor. You can see my messy house. See it? There's Serenity Harbor. Yay! That's section 7. And she's looking kind of pathetic right now. Ooh, let's go back up here. So yeah, that's it. Woo! Super exciting stuff. So until next time, I'll have started Cinnamon Stars. I'm super excited about it. I'm overly excited. I'm too excited. More excited than I should be, but it's how it goes sometimes when you live a crafter's life. Some people have the thug life. I prefer the crafter's life. Anyways, I've rambled long enough. So I'll see you guys later.